wanted to make sure. I apologize that you're not able to get inside, but it looks like we have quite a big number of people inside. But we're going to get piped out here. If you could stay and hear the speech, that would be great. This is what the message is about. The message that I'm going to talk about inside is this country faces enormous problems. You all know that. And the problems deal with income and wealth inequality. Ordinary people are working longer hours for low wages, and almost all new income and wealth is going to the top 1%. Unacceptable. The problem is that we have a campaign finance system which is corrupt and undermining American democracy. What that means is instead of having a system in which everybody gets one vote, which is what democracy is supposed to be about, increasingly billionaires are buying elections and making sure that those that get elected are there to represent the rich and the powerful. And we are going to overturn Citizens United and create a real and vibrant democracy in this country. Another issue that we are talking about is a broken criminal justice system. Everybody here should be aware of the fact that we have more people in jail, largely African American, Latino, and Native American, than any other country on earth. We should be, among many other things, investing in our young people in jobs and education, not jails. Donald Trump, our good friend, after years of intensive scientific study, has come to the conclusion that there is no drought in California. Now, Donald Trump may be the only person here in California who believes that, but he has also come to the conclusion that climate change is a hoax. Well, let me tell the Donald, climate change is not a hoax. It is the greatest environmental crisis facing our planet. And together we are going to transform our energy system away from fossil fuel to energy efficiency and sustainable energy. When we think about education in the year 2016, it is no longer good enough to be thinking about public education being first grade through 12th grade. That was great years ago. Today, people need more education with changing technology and a changing economy. That is why I believe and will make happen, if elected president, making sure that public colleges and universities are tuition free. And we have got to substantially lower student debt in America.
Thank you. Yeah, girl. Yeah.
This campaign is asking all of you and every American to think outside of the box, outside of the options that Congress and the media often give us. And what that means is to ask ourselves a very simple question as to why here in the United States, we are the only major country on earth that does not guarantee health care to all people as a right.
Yeah.
Now, some people may think that's a radical idea. It is not a radical idea. It exists in the United Kingdom, France, Germany, Holland, Scandinavia. I live 50 miles away from the Canadian border, sister Canada. I do not want millions of people to continue having no health insurance, and many more, like many people here, I expect, to be underinsured with high deductibles and high copayments. Now, the media doesn't talk about this very much, but according to the doctors, we lose about 40,000 people a year who die unnecessarily because they don't go to the doctor when they should go to the doctor because they have no health insurance or they have high deductibles that they cannot afford to pay. We pay the highest prices in the world for prescription drugs.
Seriously.
And 1 out of 5 Americans can't even afford to buy the drugs, the medicine that their doctors are prescribing. And that is why we are going to pass a Medicare for all single payer program. This campaign and a Sanders presidency will bring about comprehensive immigration reform. Millions of undocumented workers today are being exploited as we speak, not far from here. Farm workers and others. Because if you don't have any legal rights, then your employer can cheat you and rob you of your wages. Unacceptable, comprehensive immigration reform and a path towards citizenship is what we will bring about. And we will end the deportation policy that now exists. What this campaign is ultimately about is to revitalize American democracy. Just a study came out, a poll came out the other day. The overwhelming majority of people in this country, Democrats, Republicans, Independents, are disgusted with the current political system. They feel helpless. They feel that their voices are not being heard. They feel that elected officials are listening to wealthy campaign contributors, but not to the needs of ordinary Americans.
Thank you.
What this campaign is about is changing that dynamic. It is about creating a political revolution. And all of you are the political revolutionaries. Means that we all have got to understand that democracy is not a spectator sport.
Thank you.
Golden State last night beating Oklahoma. That is a spectator sport. I guess unless you are Stephen Curry, he's kind of active in that part. But everybody else there watching, democracy is not like that. Everybody here has got to be a Stephen Curry in democracy. And that means the understanding that every person here is extraordinarily powerful if you choose to use your power. But if you just moan and groan and sit around and throw things at the TV, that ain't going to make much difference. On June 7th, there is going to be an extraordinarily important Democratic primary here in California. 475 delegates are up for grabs. And I want to see our campaign win the vast majority of them. So I would hope that on June 7th, we have the largest voter turnout of any Democratic primary in California history. If that happens, we're going to win this thing, and we'll win it big. Thank you all very much.